How has working life changed for the staff at MSD since COVID-19 started?
Yeah, I mean, health, safety, and well-being has always been top of our mind, and I think that's probably been brought to the fore more because of COVID and everything that's gone along with it. Be that for our colleagues who are coming to site every day to ensure we make medicines for our patients and the changes in the protocols they've had to go through, and then for our colleagues who would adapt their home environment to become their workplace. I think of other changes is probably that more virtual engagement. I mean that for colleagues and leaders. So some leaders who are used to having their team there all the time have now become a very virtual based team. And you're trying to adapt to that, having increased one-to-ones purely to check in on people. When I think about that kind of focus, is one of the highlights for me though has been that kind of collaboration, and the difference in it is that I think a lot of people's home lives we've become more familiar with. I think the last bit when I think of what's changed for people is onboarding and training. We have a really good onboarding program, really good training programs. We've had to adapt them very quickly to onboard people and train people in a very different way.
And what steps has MSD taken in terms of bringing in a more hybrid working model?
We actually just recently announced a hybrid model. So, I mean, we do believe that we can remain agile and lean, but at the same time, allowing for that in-person collaboration. Like we do think that's critical, that piece, and it's critical to our mission and our ability to innovate as a team, which helps us drive our inclusion and our collaborative culture. I think a lot of the studies that I've read certainly have seen, they talk about this increased productivity during the pandemic. But I think what we've also seen in these studies is a decrease in innovation. And for a company like MSD, it's really important that we're innovating for our patients. So that's one thing that we're making sure is in that hybrid model. And we want to make sure it caters for everybody. So we've launched it globally. We're trying to make sure that it kind of works for every function and role and every country in terms of some will be more site-based, some will be remote, some will be a combination. And we're trying to think, well, what's the best solution for everybody? And the one thing I really liked was we didn't get very rule specific about it. I think it helps increase our trust-based culture because it's not about where we do the work, it's about the work that we do. It's about how we collaborate and what those outcomes are. And I think the last piece in terms of, during the pandemic has been a challenge for our early talent. As we think about our graduate program, our interns, our people who are starting their careers for the first time, they're starting in a really different way than what would be the norm, as it were. And I think we just need to be really mindful of, in this hybrid model of supporting those folks to either get back to the sites, get into the offices, see what production area looks like, meet some of their team to help them, I suppose, settle in as best they can.
And what do you see as the most important change that needs to happen in terms of the way we work?
I think time is the most important thing in terms of people allowing hybrid models to evolve. I think this hybrid way of working was always going to come. I think it was something that every company was looking towards, and the pandemic has really accelerated that. And while there are advantages to that, we have asked people to move along that change curve really, really quickly. And what we want to make sure is that by putting the effort in now, having the conversations now, that we have a really inclusive, trust-based and innovative hybrid working model into the future.
It's great. Thank you very much, Mark.
My pleasure. Thank you.